offender. Parole eligibility date 4/18/2019. Good time date 10/24/2024. Full term date 10/19/2025. 10-year sentence. Possession of cocaine, habitual offender. Possession of marijuana. Possession of convicted felon with a firearm. You were revoked back in, let's see, when were you revoked? Back in 2016? Yep. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been incarcerated?
Been incarcerated since 2015. Right now, it's exactly 6 years, 3 months.
On a 10-year sentence.
Yes, sir.
And you were revoked, or you accepted this? I mean, we'll go to your revocation. I mean, with all your supervision's been terrible. You haven't been able to complete a supervision yet, right?
Now, I did complete one, sir. My very first one. I completed it in 2001.
Okay, I had you down here. I thought it said you were revoked. You didn't complete one, and you had 3 revoked. Let's see. But you're saying you completed 1.
Yes, sir.
So 1 out of the 4. What do you currently do there in the jail?
I'm a trustee, sir.
What do you do?
I work on Squad 5. They just put me on Squad 5.
How long you been a trustee?
I've been a trustee over half of my 6 years, 3 months.
When's your last disciplinary write-up?
I don't have any. I have one that was expunged in 2019. It was expunged. I'm not sure exactly how long it took for it to be expunged, but I've been told that it's been expunged.
You remember what that was about?
Yes, sir. It was a contraband. It was for cigarette tobacco off of the compound at work. We took a break and they allowed us to smoke, to my understanding, because I asked that question. Sure. And they told me that it was legal for us to smoke. And 3 months later, I was written up for the same exact thing. Per investigation, they had investigation 2 weeks later, and they expunged the write-up.
Okay, it is expunged. I was just wanting to know what happened. Yeah. What's your plans if you're to be released? Where are you going to go? What you going to do?
My plans are to absolutely acquire gainful employment. I have an address. I'll be living with a pastor, and I don't know if she's present or not. I tried to call her this morning. She's a very known person where I live at. I'm in good hands with her. She's like a pillar in the community. She does things for the community. She also has her own law office. She has her own church, and she actually ran for mayor before. So she is the person that I'm going to be living with.
Is that in Bogalusa? Where?
Yes, sir. It's in Bogalusa.
What's her name?
Her name is Tina Ratliff.
Yep, Pastor. No, she's not here today, though, huh?
No, she's very busy. I tried to call her this morning, and I think she had told me that she wasn't going to be able to make it. I think she told me this a couple of days ago.
She has you a residence plan?
Yes, sir. She said she mailed it to the parole board.
Right. What I was looking back through. You got some medical issues? Tell me, what's your medical? I mean, you have any medical problems or not?
I have high blood pressure.
That's it? Thought I saw you had to be seen by cardiology for some heart issues. No, you never did that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's been pretty recently, and they haven't really found out exactly what's going on with it. So right now I have no idea.
I mean, you feel okay?
I was still scheduled to go and see some other kind of doctor, but I haven't went to see him yet.
Are you still okay, or are you having problems?
I have high blood pressure, sir.
But that's it. That's what the party. You weren't put on a Holter monitor?
No, sir. They said they was going to put me on one because it's in my paperwork that I was supposed to have it, but they never gave it to me.
Okay. So you're taking meds for high blood pressure. It's kind of under control right now, or what?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any type of mental health
no, sir.
diagnosis or not?
No, sir.
Okay. And last time you got revoked for a couple reasons. I mean, you got denied for a couple reasons. Obviously, and one of them was they wanted you to complete your welding classes. Jeremy, were you able to complete that?
Uh, one of the instructors of the welding, the education people, we supposed to have this. You know, we ended up coming here instead of having it at the other prison, and they was going to be present to inform you guys about what happened with my welding situation. It's something that I had no control over, so they decided to just take me out of it. I never started my welding, sir.
Okay,
I never
looks like
started.
somebody wants to tell us about it. Let's listen. Okay, tell us.
How are y'all today? I'm Dawn
Good.
Book. I'm the principal at Raymond the board. Freddie was, we did enroll him on 3/9/20 for the welding program. The very next day is whenever our program got shut down for COVID. So he never started the program. And we were just picking it back up, which since he never originally started completely, we're letting the ones that had already started to finish out before our new college takes over in August. So, I mean, that wasn't his fault. We never had the class while he was here, but he did initiate wanting to also, instead of just welding, he initiated to be on the waiting list for OSHA 30 and for forklift training. And due to COVID, we have not had those since he is asked to be on the wait list either.
So would he be, if he was still there, would he be eligible in August? How long those classes take?
It's a year.
It's a year. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So tell me what kind of skills you have, Freddie, if you were to be released. Where are you going to go? What skills do you have?
I have.
You said you want to get gainful employment. I heard that.
Yes,
like doing what?
Yes, sir. I have good communication skills. I have no certification, sir, but I'm a hard worker. I'm a good listener. I'm a fast learner. I've been a trustee for 4 of the 6 years I've been incarcerated. I love the word. That's no problem. The pastor that I'm living with, she already has things lined up for me. It just nobody had filled any paperwork for it because they wasn't sure if I would be granted parole, but she has things lined up for me. I have my own things that I would like to do, such as I like to just gain myself. I like to become employed so I can save my money and start my own entrepreneurship in the business of logistics. That's one of the things that I want to do.
That's admirable, sure, for sure. But you got a lot of work to get there. You got to get out and get a job. You just have your GED. Do you have any college at all?
No, sir. I have no college at all.
No other schooling besides your GED. And you dropped out of school at what age? What grade?
I needed 2 credits for my high school diploma. Sir.
And so why'd you drop out?
It's really a long story. I hate it that happened the way it did.
You don't have to give it a long story part, but did you drop out because you got in trouble, or did you drop out because you were using drugs? Did you drop out because what was the deal?
I've never done drugs in my life. I ended up becoming a convicted felon at a young age, at the age of 18. And I went to prison before I could graduate.
Okay. Now, what class? You taking living in balance, engage your age, anger management? Have you taken any of those classes?
I've taken all of those classes, sir. I was hoping the paperwork was in my file. I'm not sure, but I've taken living in balance. I've taken cage rate. I've taken the reentry pre-release class. I've taken partners in parenting, and I've learned a lot in those classes. One of the things I've learned was about victim awareness. I learned that you don't have to have a violent crime to have a victim, and that's my category. So I own up to my wrongdoings. I'm very sorry for the crimes I committed. I realized that I created a chain reaction of victims, such as from me selling drugs to a drug user to them going home and fussing with their families, and their families become victims, and from the families, then the community becomes a victim, then the city becomes a victim, then the state becomes a victim, then the nation becomes a victim. I don't want that blood on my hands. So I feel very responsible for that. And when I thought about it, because of these classes that I've taken, it helped me. There was an epiphany happened for me. So I'm very awake now, and I feel so bad behind it. I will never, ever do anything like that again, because that's not of my character, and I'm a man of integrity. And it took all these years for me to realize this, but without those classes, it wouldn't have come to my own attention. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the classes I've taken.
Well, you got some comments from your work supervisor and your security supervisor. What do you think they said about it?
No, I have no idea.
Good or bad?
I don't give anybody a bad.
Okay. Well, your work supervisor says you report to work on time, you do a good job and work well with others. Your security supervisor says you're trustworthy and a hard worker. Pretty good.
I'm grateful for that from them.
Pretty good.
Thank you, sir.
Ward, you have any input for me here?
No, sir, I don't. Pretty much what you just stated was what I was going to speak upon. A lot of times words speak for itself, and look like the supervisor spoke highly upon.
Thank you, sir. All right, would you like to make a statement on your behalf, Freddie?
I'm very sorry for the crime I've committed, sir. I'm not the same man I was before I got incarcerated. I've learned a lot from the beginning. I had wanted to, since my incarceration started, I knew that I didn't want this type of life anymore. So I decided to do whatever I needed to do to change my way of thinking, to become a better person. And I was sentenced as a habitual offender. And habitual offenders, they don't have any benefits. But I decided anyway to participate in these classes. You know, this was before I had a parole eligibility, before the laws changed in 2017. I had already graduated from the living and balance class and the cage and rage class. So, and that I did that for my own. I want to be a better man, and I didn't have no motivation behind no parole, because I didn't have a parole eligibility date at the time. With that being said, this incarceration made me a better man, and I'm grateful for that. My parents are deceased. I'm pretty much on my own, and they raised a excellent man. I made good grades in school, and now I just want to dedicate my life to them. And one of the things I want to do when I go home is talk to the kids about the mistakes that I made, and I don't want them to go through that. It's all about the choices that we make. And I want to be that person to share that with them, that good choices determines their success in the future.
Okay. All right, thank you. Well said. We'll go ahead and vote. I'll vote first. Look, you're a smart guy. I mean, you're still a young guy. How old are you? 40? How old are you?
I'm 46, sir.
46. That's young, man. You're a young man. 46 years old. I would encourage you to try to take some education beyond your GED. You know, some college. You try to. It's never too late. It's never too late. You're a smart guy. You're articulate. Listen, look, you got bad supervision. A lot of bad things on your record, but listening to you today, I feel like you definitely turned a corner. You made some really impressive comments that we don't necessarily hear out of offenders. Very thoughtful. And I would vote to grant your parole date. Grant parole to your current residence plan. I'd want you to have a community service 6 hours per month. Give back to the community. Give back to at-risk youth. Whatever you feel like you need to do, but and maintain full-time employment. Now, again, I would encourage you. I'm not going to tell you, but I would encourage you to try to move forward with your education. I mean, I think that would be beneficial for you.
That was my plan. Sorry.
I'd appreciate you. Entrepreneurship, wanting to start a business, that's all important. You know, education, you can't go wrong with that. So listen, just make really good decisions. But that's my vote. I vote to grant, and I wish you good luck. Okay.
Thank you very, very much, sir.
And Ms. Renatza?
I do agree, Mr. McGowan. You had a really good interview, and you are a good communicator. So I want you to use that talent for the good of others.
Thank you so much.
Not for the good of you, but for the good of others. My vote, same as Mr. Kelsey's, to grant you parole. You have a, like I said, you had a good interview. You've got some good programs with the same special conditions. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Ms. Jackson?
I am convinced, Mr. McGowan, that you could talk anybody into hiring you.
That's
I
so
think
sweet.
in spite, I was a judge for a long time. And I always told people in my court that a good attitude can overcome a bad record.
Thank
And I
you.
think you have an attitude and a mindset that will enable you to overcome the mistakes that you've made in the past. I don't know what else you can get out of the prison system that you haven't already learned. So I'm ready to let you go. You're low risk. You've got a good disciplinary record. You've done good programs. You've got positive comments from the prison personnel. So my vote today is to grant with the same conditions as Mr. Kelsey. Good luck to you.
Thank you
All
very
right, 3 votes to grant. Freddie, good luck to you.
Thank you. I won't let you down, sir.
Great.
Man, his last words, I won't let you down.
Bogalusa, a robbery turned murder investigation is now underway. Cops arrested this man, Freddie McGowan, for first-degree murder. He's accused of shooting and killing Travis Davis on 2nd Avenue Wednesday morning. Again, officers believe this all started as an armed robbery. 2 females are also facing charges, accused of assisting in this crime.
It took just 4 months from the time of that hearing for him to be arrested for first degree taking of a life. And it's sad. It is, because I thought he had a good interview too. Now, he was a 4th felony offender. This makes his 5th felony. It's just, it is sad. I agree. I thought he was articulate. I thought that he did have a good interview, and I don't know how to interpret this. 6 were arrested in the robbery. They said it was in the killing. It says that it was a robbery that gone wrong. 50-year-old Travis Davis was shot several times. And I don't know if he's going to have a revocation hearing or if or not. I mean, if he gets indicted on this, I don't even know if they'll do that. I'm actually not quite sure. But if he does have a revocation hearing, we will play it. But it's disappointing. What am I supposed to say, right? I don't know. Did you feel that he had a good interview? I mean, I haven't really. We don't see often where the parole board gushes over inmates during interview like that, including Judge Bonnie Jackson. These are judges they have seen so much in their lives. They have probably a better grasp than most, but how quickly you can just get pulled right back into your old crew. It's people, places, and things. Is that how it goes? And I don't know. He was supposed to be living with that person who didn't show up, and how that worked out, I don't know. But what can I say? Maybe you're not surprised. But thank you, Richard, for the information. And with that, I'll let you go.